Hey guys, my name is Christopher Del Cid here with Pilot Light to show you how to make arroz con leche. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been working in the culinary industry for about 12 years now, most recently with Chef Special Cocktail Bar in Bucktown. So let me show you the ingredients and equipment to be successful, all right? For ingredients, we're gonna have 1.5 cups of white rice, 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of whole milk, 3/4 cups of evaporated milk, 1/2 cup of condensed milk. I have a little extra granulated sugar right here to add a little bit of sweetness if needed. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 stick of cinnamon. This one's canela, Mexican cinnamon just to be exact, but if you have anything like ground cinnamon is perfectly fine, or cinnamon sticks will work as well. Personal touches, 1 star anise, and then 1 of these cloves. As you can see, these are warm spices. These are just something that I like to add in addition to the ingredients that you already have on hand. For equipment, we're gonna need 1 medium pot with a lid, measuring spoons, measuring cups, 1 large spoon, and just a little extra is a small rubber spatula just to get into all those nooks and crannies. To get started, we're gonna turn this bad boy on high. We're gonna add the white rice and the water. And I'm just gonna grab my spoon, stir it a little bit, agitate the rice and the water, and then I'm gonna throw a lid on this and I'm gonna bring it up to a boil. As you can see, steam is coming out. This has come to a vigorous boil. What you want to do is you want to keep the lid on. Reduce this all the way down to low so it comes down to a simmer. I'm going to set a timer for about 9 minutes. You don't need a timer whatsoever. Just keep your eye on that. So essentially what you're doing is you're just going to cook the rice all the way until al dente and add the remainder of the ingredients, stirring it in. And we've come down to a simmer. With the lid on, you want to continue cooking this until the rice has absorbed most of the water. If you find a little bit of water on the bottom of the pot, don't be alarmed with that. That is perfectly fine. And then what you want to do is continue cooking on low, incorporating all the other ingredients. So the condensed milk, whole milk, and evaporated milk with your spices. We added our remaining ingredients, the whole milk, evaporated milk, and condensed milk, with our spices and vanilla extract, and then just a pinch of salt. We're gonna put the lid back on, bring it up to a boil, and then once it comes to a boil, we're gonna turn it right back down to a simmer, let that cook for about 10 minutes again, and then we're gonna turn it off and then let it hang out for about 10 minutes. So all in all, it should have taken it about 30 minutes. All right guys, so we have a little bit of activity, a little bit of boiling. So we've taken it back down to low. What we're gonna do is you're gonna continue cooking it as is, just a little crack, just to let out some steam, just to make sure that we don't see a boil over. Otherwise, you're gonna have a huge mess, and that's no fun to clean up, especially when it hits a hot surface, sticks right on. But just let it continue going, and then just check periodically to make sure that it's all good. As a reminder, this is just a 10-minute cooking process, and then the rest of the cooking happens with no heat off the stove. So, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of spillage, had a boil over, cleaned it up really quick, not a big deal. But just make sure that you're constantly checking and stirring, making sure that the heat isn't too high and you have a nasty mess on your stovetop. Anyways, so I let it sit for another 10 minutes, and we're right at the consistency that I like it. Just a little reminder, it is always up to you as to how thick or thin you like your arroz con leche. I like it on the thicker side, and I don't add anything other than the spices that I had. It has the consistency of oatmeal. This is typically how I like to serve it, but it's totally up to you as to how you serve it. If you like it a little thinner, add a little bit of milk. And if you like a couple additional flavors like raisins, maple syrup sounds pretty good actually, or maybe a little bit of cocoa powder, this is your time to add them. But anyways, this is ready to serve. So this is your final dish, arroz con leche with a little bit of cinnamon on top. It's warm, comforting, and reminds me of home. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me cook arroz con leche on Pilot Light Family Meal. Hope I see you again.
We want to know how you and your family are enjoying this recipe and making it together. So tag us. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Pilot Light Chefs, #PL Family Meal.